Long ago, among the countless stars, there was one unlike the others. Her name was Lysera. She was not the brightest, nor the oldest, but she was the most curious. While other stars followed their eternal paths, Lysera watched the world below. She listened to the laughter of children, the rustle of forests, the rhythm of rain. Unlike the others, she longed not just to shine, but to feel. The forbidden curiosity. Stars were bound by ancient laws. They could observe, but never interfere. They could shine, but never descend. Because long ago, a star had tried to live among humans, and it had ended in disaster. But Lysera couldn't resist. She began to drift closer to Earth, night after night, stretching the limits of her existence. And one evening, she saw him. A human. The man who watched the sky. His name was Aira. He lived alone on the edge of the same quiet village where Aira would one day be born. Aira was known as a dreamer, someone who spoke more to the sky than to people. While others slept, he painted the stars, mapping them with delicate strokes as if trying to understand their language. But Aira carried a quiet sorrow. Years ago, he had lost his family, and since then, the sky had become his only companion. One night, as he painted beneath a flickering sky, he whispered, "I wish I could hear you." And, for the first time, Lysera answered, the first connection. At first, Aaron thought it was his imagination, a faint hum, like a melody carried on the wind. But night after day, their conversations stretched across nights and seasons. Lysera told him about the vastness of the universe, about stars being born and dying. Aaron spoke of human things, love, pain, laughter, and loss. Lysera became fascinated. "You feel everything so deeply?" she said. "And you feel nothing?" Aaron asked. "I shine," she replied softly. "But I do not feel." That was the moment everything changed. Because Lysera wanted to. The descent. Breaking every law of the cosmos, Lysera made a choice. She fell, not as a burning meteor, but as a silent beam of light, descending gently into the forest near Aaron's home. When the light faded, she stood there, human, fragile, breathing, alive. Aaron found her at dawn, and though she was unfamiliar with the world, unable to understand hunger, touch, or emotion, he stayed with her. He taught her everything: how to speak, how to laugh, how to feel rain on her skin. And slowly, Lysera fell in love. The price of becoming human. But becoming human came with a cost. Lysera began to forget the stars. Her glow dimmed, her connection to the sky weakened, and the stars above grew restless. "You have abandoned us," they whispered. But Lysera chose silence. For the first time, she had something more powerful than eternity. She had love. The creation of the void. Far beyond Earth, the stars grew fearful. If one of them could leave, others might follow. And so, they attempted something dangerous. They gathered all the darkness they could not understand, the emptiness between stars, and tried to seal it inside a single celestial body. But darkness cannot be contained. It twisted, it fed, it became aware. And thus, the void was born, a creature of endless hunger, born from fear and imbalance. And it knew exactly who to blame: Lysera. The void began devouring stars, growing stronger with each one. But it was not random. It was searching. For the one who broke the balance. For the star who became human. One night, long after Lysera had fully embraced her human life, the stars reached out again. "You have doomed us all," they told her. That was when Lysera learned the truth. The void existed because of the imbalance her choice had created. And now, it was coming for her. Lysera finally told Aran everything. That she was a star. That something ancient and terrible was hunting her. That she might have to leave. But Aran refused. "You chose this life," he said. "And I choose you." For the first time, Lysera felt something stronger than fear, hope. But the void was getting closer. The stars whispered one final prophecy. A child born of star and human will carry both light and voice. She will hear us, and she will decide the fate of all. Lysera didn't want that fate. She wanted a normal life for her child. But destiny doesn't ask. It arrives. And so, Aira was born. Before Aira was old enough to understand, Lysera made one last choice. She sealed most of her celestial power within Aira, not as a burden but as protection, because she knew one day the void would come. And when it did, it wouldn't just be looking for Lysera, it would be looking for their daughter. Cool grass pressed into Aira's back as she tilted her head back, gazing up at the velvet dark sky. It was the 12th night of her 12th birthday. Sweet clover scented the cool air, mixed with the faint tang of wood smoke from distant cottages. Every house in her sleeping village had already dimmed its lights. Then one star flickered, flaring far brighter than all the rest around it. Its glow pulsed slow, steady, warm against her face. Aira sat bolt upright, rubbing at her stinging eyes. She told herself she had imagined the strange movement, until a clear, soft voice drifted straight into her head. No echo, no mist. It felt like it had been waiting just for her. Aira, you can hear us. Aira froze completely. Her fingers curled tight into the grass, digging deep into the soft dirt beneath. For 3 full heartbeats, she couldn't draw a single breath. She whispered, Who are you? Desperate. Aira demanded answers. Why me? Why can I hear you? There was a long pause. Then one star spoke, its voice trembling. Because you are not fully human. Her heart stopped. You were born from a fallen star, it continued. Long ago, one of us chose to become human, to live, to feel, to love. That star became your mother. Aira's memories flashed her mother's strange silence at night, the way she always avoided looking at the sky. And now, the star said, the darkness has come to reclaim what was lost. That night, Aira confronted her mother. At first, she denied everything. But when Aira described the voices, the dying stars, and the creeping darkness, her mother's face broke. It has returned, she whispered. Tears shimmered in her eyes like starlight. I left the sky to escape it, but I knew one day it would come back. What is it? Aira asked. Her mother's voice shook. It is the void, a being that feeds on stars. And now, it has found you. The next night, the stars gave Aira a path. Follow the brightest star, they said. It will take you to the edge of the sky. As Aira walked into the night, the world around her began to shift. The ground faded into darkness, and the sky opened like a doorway. She stepped beyond reality into a realm where stars floated like living beings. And there, she saw it, the void, a massive shadow, swallowing stars one by one. Each consumed star let out a silent scream that only Aira could hear. The sky returned. The stars shone again. But one star, one new star, burned brighter than all the rest. And sometimes, on quiet nights, if you listen closely, you can still hear a voice. Soft, gentle, watching. Aira never truly left. She became the guardian of the stars. Years later, a young child in the same village looked up at the sky. I can hear them, she whispered. And far above, Aira flickered. Because the gift had been passed on. True courage is choosing sacrifice for the greater good, even when it costs you everything. Aira doesn't defeat the darkness with power alone. She does it by giving herself to protect others. Thank you for watching. For more captivating stories, we encourage you to subscribe to 2own Cartoon.